So I did a bit more, just really for testing. So these are only like test graphics, so you can say, you know, they look like garbage if you want, but it don't really matter because I'm testing the speed of the code. So that wasn't any good, already a mistake. So I've defined the graphics here. So this is just a score panel. It's really just a template, and the actual course is going to be defined as a dimensioned array called rstring. So we're going to have everything in the quotes there, that as if you were just doing a regular print. And if I show you the rest of the code, it might make some sense now. So I've called it Dirt Racer because, you know, it has double meaning. Dirt meaning shit. So yeah, so here we got number 10. And that is, hang on, let's work out how many characters Dirt Racer is. 9. You can have maximum of 11 characters when you save your file to the SD to IEC for the browser. Well, I just do that just to be safe. So we just, you know, turning the border to black, although I might change that to green, because it's usually going to be green at the edge, so that would be 5. And then that just turns the screen to brown. Poke 646, 1. 646 is the cursor color. So 1 is white. So that's really just, I mean, I didn't have to do that actually, but it don't really make any difference. Yeah, actually it does make a difference now, because now it doesn't say defining graphics. I've obviously pressed return over it, because if you shorten all these things, like replace print with a question mark and things like that, it gives you more space, and then you have up to 80 characters per line. But when BASIC then fills in like the shorthand versions, like print instead of the question mark, it will go over, so you can have more than 80 characters. It's important because if you have a loop that runs on a single line, then it runs faster than if it has to go to like 2 lines. So I'll show you that in a minute, but anyway. Hey, what happened to the A key? There we go. And obviously we have to put white in there. So as long as every time you print something, you make sure you put a control code for the color before you start printing anything. And it doesn't matter what you've printed before, it'll always print with the correct color then. So that's just a little thing for you there. So let's list that again so it looks neater. So yeah, I mean, so we're setting up that, printing a message, which obviously don't take long now because there's only 8 lines to be fed into the array, 8 lines of data. Now this is the where the magic happens. Poke 677,2 basically is saying, right, put the cursor here, which is like row 2. So the top row is 0, then is 1, and 2 will be here. And as you know, the score panel is P1 string and P2 string, so they take up 2 rows. So this is where we want our graphics to scroll down from. And SS 59777, that's just a variable to hold the value of the SYS you need to do, because you'll save 3 characters if you do it this way, which you'll see in a second. and then it goes to 500, which we've already seen is just like, you know, P1 string equals and a whole load of this crap. So then it comes back to 30, which is basically S equals 0, which is your score, P equals 0, which is number of cars passed, and then we're printing the things that only need to be printed once, which is the the status panel, and we'll overlay the actual score and the cars passed using the cursor controls and the home code, so home position being there. So then the next one is just basically for L equals 1 to 8, because I've only done 8 strips for the road, and then they're going to repeat. That's just basically what it is. And what I've done, I've made sure that the road is always like an empty character, so it would just be the background. So when I do sprite to background collisions, if it's not 0, then basically you've touched some of the graphics, which would mean I have to, well, basically we're just going to end the game, because it's Dirt Racer and it's a dirt game and shit. So there you go. But it's just really to show you how fast it can be. So there we go. So we've got print R string L, and R string is going to be the array that holds the all the strips that make up the thing. So yeah, we'll put houses and stuff like that, but the road will always have to be empty. So it's either going to be dark grey for a tarmac section or brown for a dirt set. I haven't decided what kind of game it's going to be yet. And these are just test graphics, like I said. So we've put S equals S plus 1, so the score goes up each time you go around the loop. Now I won't be able to do this all on one thing, because in the actual game you're going to have to check whether you've hit the background or not, and seeing as I haven't done any sprites yet, it don't really matter. So it's going to be slower than it's going to scroll now, but the point is I'm just seeing the fastest possible speed it can hit at the moment, and I think you're going to agree it's not bad. So there we go. I cannot get rid of this. I would have to do a wait command or something. I don't know it offhand, but I can do it. It might fit in this loop, but either way the wait command will slightly slow things down, because basically there is a wait command you can set up that would mean don't print unless the beam is in a certain position. So I think it can be at the top of the border, quarter of the way, halfway, 3/4 and off the bottom. I don't think you can specify the actual scan line, but I can't remember. But as you can see, this is pretty fast. And this is as fast as it will ever be. So obviously every time you pass another car, so there's going to be a routine where basically the other car sprite is going to be coming down the screen. We're going to randomize it a bit whether it goes left or right, and probably bias that so it doesn't jitter, so it wouldn't be like, you know, a random number of 3, 0 being moved left, 1 being stay in the same horizontal position for the sprite, and 2 being, you know, move 1 pixel right, whatever. So I'd probably weight it so that, you know, it basically be like 0 be go left, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 would be stay in the same position, and 6 would be moved to the right 1 pixel. That way, you know, you're going to get like not that much movement, but I'm not going to jitter. But you know, I haven't got to that stage. So this is as far as we got, and this is about, I'd say about 5 minutes thinking time. The rest of it is typing, literally typing what I want. I didn't really get any errors or anything because I knew what I wanted to type. And this is basically the main routine. So now all I have to do is change for L equals 1 to 8 to like for L equals 1 to 100 or something. And then define the other 92 strips and change these 8 strips to something a bit more interesting. But basically this is how it's going to be. You're going to have a path, and it is going to go left and right, and there is going to be like you know, the roofs of the houses, some gardens. I haven't decided what kind of graphics we're going to have there yet, but they're going to have to be, you know, so we might have to do light red for the roof tiles, or lightest grey, and then, you know, medium grey. But that's really neither here nor there. That's a task all by itself, and well, anyone can do that with experimentation. It's really about the code and how fast it will run. And I think this is pretty impressive for BASIC. You wouldn't be able to do this on the Spectrum, the MSX, the Amstrad, the BBC. What other computers were there? Atari, in just BASIC. Maybe the Atari has a similar, you know, SYS call, but certainly the other machines don't. So, you know, when people say Commodore BASIC is shit, we'll buy BASIC Lightning for $14.99 in 1984 or whenever it came out, because that's better than BBC BASIC. Is the most sophisticated thing. It does the same sort of things as you know, Microsoft BASIC for the PC, the full version, which cost hundreds of pounds. That was the most sophisticated. BBC BASIC is not bad, but yeah. So that's as far as we got. How many bloody minutes? So you've got another 12 minutes of mostly waffle, but it's just really to show you how far you can take BASIC. So now the next stage, like I say, is I got to sit down and work out the pokes to like draw some graphics and sprite graphics, and the way we're going to do that is basically I'm going to have the line numbers, like I'll do like 600 or something, and all the pokes and the data statements and all that, just to read everything in, because there's only going to be like, might only be one sprite actually. Your car will be a certain colour, and the other cars will be the same graphic, just a different colour. I might do them in multicolour mode, I haven't decided yet. But yeah, all those things are sort of like, you just have to look up the values and how to do it. And there is an example, even in the you know, the manual that comes with a C64. You don't even need the programmer's reference guide, and you know what, one of them is here and the other one's here too, and there's a tape in here. I don't know what it's in this tape. Zulu. No, that didn't work anyway. So yeah, but I do have all the manuals, but I haven't even looked at the manuals. This is so simple, and yet the only thing I needed to find out was you know, the poke to set where it's going to actually push the screen down. So we just need to add the wait command, which I do need to look up, and other than that, but this is impressive. I am impressed with this. If you look at any typing game that was just basic, you know, like those skier games or whatever, which could do a skiing game, there's no problem doing that too. But yeah, like I say, I'll just type in the things for like doing the say defining the sprites. We'll start at 900 or something like that, just so I've got enough space for all the graphics I might want to put here. And if you want to do any user defined graphics, because these things here, you can have half of this check pattern, but not half that would fit on this side. So that's something Commodore left out. And if you reverse it, it's not really going to change the situation. You really need to mirror that graphic. So you might want to change one character to like something else, so you can do like this kind of pattern and stuff like that. But basically I'll type in the line numbers 900 to whenever they finish, you know, all the poke V plus blah 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 business that you get in whatever, and then it simply you would save that and then list it up on the screen and then load in the new program and just this program, and then just hit return on the line numbers. As long as they all fit on the screen, which they will do, you just have to cram as much into like one line as you can, and then just save it again, and you'll get like the code in there. So you can't merge on the C64, but if you're adding small portions of code, it's fine. And you might have to do it twice, which is a bit of a pain in the arse, but I think the speed is impressive. So I can't remember how I did the sound. There was a simple way of doing sound. I think I just did the sound on and off. So 54296. That was like, yeah, I think that's how I did that. So, but yeah, I mean, it's working, because you're always going to get like one thing there. So the score is not going to be central or anything like that. But do you care? There's absolutely nothing weird going on there. It's just this business here. And it might be that you just have to put up with that flicker. But no, I think that's impressive for just basic. Because you could actually write a simple machine code program to do like, you know, the other cars on the road. And, you know, controlling your car at the bottom. That would be a relatively simple piece of machine code. And you could just do all the checks in basic, because you're just checking for sprite to sprite collisions or sprite to background. So yeah, I'm quite happy with that.